Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Midori's Midnight Sessions Season 3. Yeah, we're gonna do it a little better this time around, cause I've been having a problem with my thesis and just how painful, like, the nearly 3-month wait of knowing who would replace my new, I wouldn't say new, but the thought of just knowing who the replacements of the 2 panelists who left and my technical critic, I finally knew who they are. And first of all, thoughts. Here's the thing. If you remember episode 7 of the current season, where I said that it has been a lonely battle, and I've just felt like no one was on my side, if you remember that. And it was triggered because of the comment this person made, not knowing that I was actively doing something to make things a little better for me, to say the least. And yeah, she's my technical critic. How disappointing. I mean, I do know the person, but would I want her to be a part of this journey? I don't know if that would be the answer, honestly. Like, it's just awkward, honestly. Like, it's just, I just don't know how to comprehend or how to talk to her even. Like, I did try earlier when I was at school, but I'm not sure. Because here's the thing about her. I do love her. I really do, but sometimes when she rambles a lot, she unintentionally says something that I don't think she would be aware would be offensive to the other person. That's the thing. I don't know what it is about her that keeps on saying stuff like that, but I don't know what it is about her that is forcing her to say things like that, but I don't know if I want to be around her. I don't want to know if I would want her to be a part of this, I just wish I could change who my technical critic is gonna be. It's not that I don't want to choose. Like, just pick somebody else, Pick somebody else other than her, but I guess I don't have a choice now. I don't know. I don't even know if he would permit it, I just think, like, why her? Exactly? Like, after what she said to me, it just feels awkward to be around her, honestly. I just couldn't stand to be around her. And I've tried to be civil about it, but honestly, I think she's a low-key bitch. I know she's the department chair and all, but if she doesn't do something about that mouth, girl... Like, I don't know what to say. So the next thing that we're gonna talk about is the princess, because she's the second panelist. So here's the thing. I'm actually happy about her joining the team, and I was thinking the other day, like, imagine if she was one of my panelists. Like, that would be just like, I can see it. Like, I would say she's very similar to Chihaya in the way that they are so meticulous, so detailed, and so hands-on. I feel like she will scrutinize every bit of that paper, and I think there is going to be a lot of stuff that's gonna be mounted from whatever she says that I have to change. And the other person that is going to read my or critique my paper is actually a batchmate of mine. Who would have thought? Like, so this person is like, I used to be one of her batchmates when we were first year back in 2019, but I was in a different section than her, and she chose a different cognate than mine. My first cognate was political science, and when I returned, they didn't have a political science cognate at the time, so I decided to go English. That's why. But she chose education, if I remember correctly. I wouldn't say that I was close to her, but I do know her. And honestly, it just feels awkward to have like somebody who was actually my batchmate, and she goes on to critique my paper, and I'm just thinking like, oh shit, am I gonna reveal like, oh my god, just the thought. I don't think I've told anyone about this yet, but if you remember, there are so many new faces inside that faculty room, and it just feels so weird. And I think about it, and I go, oh shit, these guys, god, imagine it when I finally get into the reason why I did this thesis in the first place. I am so not prepared for that. Although it's still like a long time away. It's still months away. I know. But holy crap. That is just long. That is just a long agony of having to walk around eggshells with all these people inside. I don't know where the hell are they gonna do this. Is it gonna be inside the faculty room, or is it gonna be in a different area like the media center or something? But oh my god, I'm dreading things. And if you remember, I've talked about this multiple times throughout this podcast. Ever since season 1. Season 1's on YouTube, by the way. I don't know if I'll upload them to Spotify. But from episode 9 onwards, they're on YouTube. unfortunately, episodes 1 to 8 weren't um, uploaded because I did them live. But anyway, back to the topic. Um, I don't know what I would feel about that. Like, I'm also gonna ask Chihaya about it because he knows about the plan. Like, he has known about it. Like, you know, I was planning to tell everybody anyway. But I never got the chance to do that during my proposal defense. So I was thinking, okay, let's do it in the final defense. That's the only time we'll be able to tell people why we're doing this in the first place. And with all these new faces, and some of them are people I know. Oh God. Oh God, like, I honestly dread that. And so I've been trying to like practice it. I'm trying to like interview myself around it. I did read about I did read the article that inspired this thesis in the first place. I did read it yesterday. And I was just thinking, oh my God. I think at some point during that thesis defense, I would present that article as like an example or something. And the thing about it is that that article contained details. And I mean details, because that was the first time that I ever went into detail about my own assault. Like, oh my God, you guys don't even understand. You guys don't even understand. You don't even understand the extent of this whole situation. And I've been preparing for this for like the past year. 2 years even. And I would have to do that in front of all of them? What? Oh God, that is just so dreadful. God, that just dreads the hell out of me. And I don't know if it's something good, but at least it's something good. But now that I look back on it, and now that I know who the replacements are gonna be, holy crap. I think I might shit my pants during the defense. Either that, or I'm gonna cry. I don't think there's anything in between. I don't think there's anything in between. I promise you. Like, it's either I'm gonna shit my pants on defense day, or I am going to cry. And if you remember last year, during my proposal defense, I was just thinking to myself, Mommy, please get out. Like, just get the hell out of here. Now. I'm telling you, run away now. Like, now. Do it now. I even put a trigger warning before I began my thesis defense. Just to make him run away. Just to make him get out of there. He did not do that. So sorry, you'll have to endure the weight of you'll have to endure the weight of your consequences. And honestly, like, I don't know. I think it's already awkward that people there that are my batchmates are gonna know about why I did this in the first place. But there's something even worse. The other guys are like complete, total fucking strangers. I don't know them. Like, I barely knew them up until this point. And I am going to tell them details of my sexual assault. Are you for real? Like, right now. Like, here's the thing. I am still trying to come to terms with it. Okay? To this day, I'm still grappling with the impacts, the aftermath. And I'm still trying to understand a lot of things. Not that it helped. I mean, not that like, I'm still trying to understand a lot of things, really. There's just a lot of stuff that we have to talk about, and some of them are not even for some of them are just not something that you would bring up in a thesis defense. You know, like, it's not that I'm not ready to talk about it, but it's more about talking about your own experience that is so dreadful to me. I mean, you went through something so fucked up. How are you gonna get over that? How are you gonna talk about that? You know, like, it's not an easy topic to discuss, but I feel like it has to be discussed anyway. I mean, my topic is around trauma anyway. It is a traumatic experience. So, I'm channeling that emotion, that struggle into this academic body of work that I think would be, I wouldn't say like how it would, like, I remember the question Chihaya asked to me was, how would this contribute to the body of knowledge? And I don't think it would contribute to the body of knowledge. I just think that it would be a very good conversation starter. That's all I'm hoping for, really. Like, if anyone asks me the reason why I did this, it was because of what I've come to understand about what happened to me, was that I wanted my experience to help others. I wanted my experience to be a channel into a conversation about talking about this topic that affects, like, practically everybody, you know. No matter what you've gone through. Like, especially journalists, you know, like, we deal with traumatic stories all the time. All the time. It doesn't matter which trauma it is, whether it's the trauma of covering war, it's the trauma of seeing all the devastation when a hurricane or an earthquake or any natural disaster happens, or just seeing a dead body, or hearing the stories of people who have been sexually assaulted or raped even. It's like we deal with a lot of traumatic stories every day, and we don't talk about it. Right? We don't. It is a topic of research, but the problem is in the classroom, it's never discussed. That's what I'm hoping for. And I think what a lot of my juniors were hoping for, like, they didn't even know that I'm going to talk about this, but and they wanted to do it themselves. And I think that's such a beautiful thing. Like, that a lot of people are wanting to use this as a tool, as a utilization for this topic to become a common discussion in schools, And I know my topic isn't that easy to talk to, or talk about rather, but I think there is just a lot of stuff that we have to talk about when it comes to dealing with traumatic stories. And that we don't learn to sensationalize these stories. We don't learn how to use these stories against the people that we're doing these stories for, that we don't make it so that we would hurt the people who were subject to these traumatic experiences even more traumatized than they already have. It's just not talked about. And I was thinking earlier, we're talking about rather superficial issues. And especially in our ethics classes, we talk about more superficial stuff, really. Like, I remember seeing a topic in my best friend's syllabus when he was teaching journalism ethics, and it said like something along the lines of how to not form like a really close relationship with your source. And by close, I mean a personal relationship with your source. Like, I think that's more of a moral subject than, like an ethical subject. Because it really depends on the person. I don't think it depends on the ethical aspect of it. I think it's more on the moral side of the person. It's more of a moral discernment of the person if they want to engage in such a relationship with their source, But I think it's still a superficial topic. That why do we need to talk about this? I don't think it's such a common practice. Like, if it does though, like, there are very few that focus on this issue. Like, if you know the story of Olivia Nuzzi of the New Yorker and presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr., like, that's just a recent example of these kinds of things. But again, I just feel like we don't talk about dealing with traumatic stories enough. How it impacts the interviewee and how it impacts the interviewer as well. Because that's the question, like, sure, we have a lot of traumatic stuff that we get to see nearly every day. And how does it affect us? That's the question. There's a lot of discussion that we need to do regarding this particular topic, and I think that I want to do that by talking about this. I want to do it first, and I'm gonna do it the way that I want to do it, even if these people don't give a shit about it. But I'm gonna do it. And I just hope that it will be the start of a conversation. I just hope that it would be the start of something good. And that's it for this week's episode of Midori's Midnight Sessions. And I'll see you next time.